and Soph in the AM. Whitechapel AM.
Well,
Talking rubbish
slim
yet
pickings.
again.
And the reason Ed is talking rubbish is because the moment has come, the moment we've all been waiting for. We have live from LA on the line
Oh my goodness.
Storm from last year's UK X Factor. Storm, are you there?
Good morning.
Oh, Storm serenading us as well.
Exactly. How are you?
You know, I'm a little bit sleepy-eyed because it's 4:15 in the morning.
You're kidding.
No.
I thought you said you were 8 hours behind.
No.
Oh, whoops. I thought it'd be like 7 o'clock.
8 hours behind, yeah, so it's 4:15.
Oh.
But I'm really happy to be talking to you and
Do you know-
everyone listening.
We're so grateful that you are. So sorry for getting you up so early.
Yeah,
Oh, it's fine. It's all worth it.
Glad to hear it. Really glad to hear it.
So, Storm, what are you doing at the moment other than probably being in bed and being a bit sleepy? What projects have you got going on?
I'm really, really lucky to be working on season 3 of Glee. So I've been working on that show. Actually, no one really knew this because I didn't tell many people because I didn't want it to get in the way of the X Factor. But I didn't tell anyone that I'd been working as a backing singer on Glee over here for a couple of years. So
Oh my
I'm
goodness.
really lucky to be doing that now. I've been doing that since season 1.
Is that a
So
UK exclusive here on our little show?
And I don't know. I don't know.
Yes, let's say it.
Let's say it is. Let's say it is.
Right to tell everyone, but maybe it is an exclusive. I don't know if anyone really believed me at the time, anyway. But I'm on the records. You can check.
Well, that is
We believe
fantastic.
you. We're not going to do any. We're not going to go digging. We do believe you.
And the two combined is brilliant. It's nearly fallen off his seat.
I really have. I've started to palpitate.
So, how has your life changed since you appeared on last year's show? You got so much publicity last year that it's suddenly thrown into the stratosphere of media attention.
Yeah.
Yeah. How's it been?
I don't think you. It is odd. It's an odd thing. I don't think you can ever really get used to it. The press were never super friendly or super mean. It was always an odd thing. But I think the most important thing is just to try and enjoy it. And my life has changed probably mostly because of the incredible fans and the people that really supported me and all the people that you're now exposed to in your music and what you do and what you love doing. And
we loved you over here, Storm. We loved you in the UK.
Have you been watching X Factor USA, the first one?
I'm going to be really honest and say I haven't watched it.
Not at all.
No, it's so bad. I actually love. There's a couple of there's a show called The Voice that we have over here. Is that over there yet?
No, not yet. We're having it. Apparently Cheryl Cole's lined up to do it. Although it's all rife in the press. We don't know who's going to be doing it, but we're definitely having it on the BBC over here.
Yeah, that's a brilliant show.
Oh, I'm looking forward to that.
You've got Christina Aguilera and Maroon 5 on that show over there. So it's currently a bit of a media circus about who's going to be the judge on this version over here.
Well, the great thing about that show, and I have nothing to do with the show, so it's not like I'm plugging it, is that the judges are singers.
Oh, is that a dig? Is that a dig?
Dig. At who? Louis Walsh, Simon?
It's not that it's so much about the mentors being in the industry as much as them being a singer and having an incredible career as a singer, like Christina and Adam.
And still very much at the peak of their careers.
Game,
about the X Factor, a lot of people are wanting to know whether the judges' arguments are they real or are they made up?
The best arguments are the ones they don't show.
Tell us more.
When you're in that, it's such a high stress, very intense, show, and all the contestants and the producers, everyone it's so like nothing I'd ever been around before. For sure. So.
Because you've actually you've worked in the industry for a while, haven't you? You've worked with some really big names.
Well, I have, and I've been really lucky enough to do that. And I just followed my dream, and I did what I thought I had to do, and that's why I ended up on doing X Factor UK. But like I tell a lot of the kids that audition for things and don't make it through, you can't think things in your life are full stops. You have to think of things as commas. You keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. And things that you think are the end of the world, you'll look back and say, you know what, it was just a comma.
That's a great way of thinking
that is
about
brilliant advice.
something to kind of keep you going, and you know, the end of the world is not, you know, being on X Factor. It's, you know, there's so many other great things you can do artistically, and you just have to believe it and keep going.
I would imagine it's pretty interesting, though. It's a nice comma. It's one of the bigger commas.
Well, it is. Although I can't wait to tell people all my other commas.
Well, come on, let's hear some. What are your other commas?
Okay.
How's the album doing? Because it's Soulful Pop Killer, isn't it?
It's doing. I think it was okay. I didn't have a label to push it. I was an independent artist.
Oh, wow.
I just put it out myself. So it's okay. I'm working on a new record now, which is really exciting. It's all covers.
Oh, cool.
I'm looking for a label in the UK, because the biggest thing for me would be to get over there and to actually perform for all the amazing fans that I had. It's hard because I'm here working. I don't want to leave the show like I did last year. Glee, I'm talking about.
Yeah.
So it might be at the end of the year or the beginning of next year to get over there. But no, I've just been lucky to work with some incredible people that became my real-life mentors and artists that, you know, 4 songs with Ricky Martin on his last record.
Wow.
I love Ricky Martin.
Yeah.
Swoon in the studio.
He's just a fantastic person and performer, and the songs were great. And I don't know, you know, a lot of stuff.
And how about some of the people from your year of X Factor? Do you keep in touch? Because you worked with Katie Waisel before the show. You'd worked with her in America, hadn't you?
Yeah, I had, actually.
And you were good mates, weren't you, if the press is to be believed?
We were. I you know, right before... You're not... I mean, this is a real exclusive, actually.
Ooh!
Getting a paper.
So excited. Lucky we caught you so early. You're giving away all your secrets through fatigue here.
I'm scared of what else you're going to ask me.
Oh, don't worry, don't worry.
About 2 weeks ago was actually the first time Katie and I spoke. We kind of reconnected. We forgave each other. We had a really hard time on the show, and our friendship was really pulled apart, actually.
Yeah, well, it's understandable, actually, because Katie had a hard time on the show.
She did, yeah.
Personally, as well.
The press were very mean to Katie, I think.
They really went for her.
Yeah, so we were a very solid team, and you know, that's why it was always really important for us to know, the both of us knew what we had been through as friends together before the show. We were really committed to that being solid throughout the show, and unfortunately the show, and it was no one person in particular, it was both of us and the show combined, and it just pulled us apart, and it was best that we just took some time away. But I'm lucky and happy to say now that about 2 weeks ago we did reconnect, and we're all
great.
friends, and looking forward to doing some great stuff together. And
that's brilliant.
Supportive of her, and she's supportive of me.
And what about Little Miss Lloyd? How did you get? Because I'm a bit. I actually come from not far away from Malvern, where Cher Lloyd's from, and there've been some. There's in the local press. There've been a few stories that have arisen. But she was very young, and I can kind of imagine her being a bit of a fiery character. But I'm very interested in Cher.
What do you want to know about Cher Lloyd?
What's she like?
Cher Lloyd is exactly, you know, how old is she now?
17, 18. No, she had her 18th birthday not so long ago, didn't she?
Cher Lloyd is a very, very talented 18-year-old girl who I can't imagine. You know, I'm really lucky, and I always, again, tell kids this, you know, I'm not in my teens or my 20s. I'm in my late 30s, and I've had a life to be able to adjust to this level of attention, or not even attention. No one's as interested in me as they are as in Cher Lloyd or One Direction. But, you know, they're teenagers.
Yeah.
So can you imagine? I mean, when they're 22, 23 years old, it might be a wee bit different. But
I don't think she'll be singing about Swagger Jagger when she's in her 30s. Well, good old Cher.
I was a little bit surprised at that as a first single, actually.
We quite like it on the show.
I knew her a little bit more as a sensitive, really beautiful singer and a really great fun person. And I thought, why would your first single be about kind of against your haters and all that?
I know, it's a little,
she's really fun, and I think she's a really special girl.
Well, don't forget, we've got more to hear from her. I mean, her career's just starting, isn't it? So I'm sure there'll be lots of different things on the album.
I wish her all all the best. Yeah, I think she's very, very unique. Yeah.
And what about the One Direction boys? I'm sure our listeners up on the wards would love to hear a bit of gossip about One Direction. What can you tell us?
One Direction, you know, I'm lucky enough to be able to have been part of that great cast last year because, you know, I haven't seen any of this year's UK X Factor.
It's good.
Hearing a lot about it.
It's a goodie. It's all changed,
really?
but it's very good. Yeah.
Well, I just really feel like we had a really great top 12 last year. I really do, and I'm really lucky that One Direction were part of that. They are
funny, they're going to be.
They're so famous here at the moment.
They are absolutely taking over the magazines. They're taking over the telly time. They're worthy. They're worthy of it. I think they're good boys. They're having a good laugh and a good time, and that's what it's all about.
They
isn't
enjoy every minute of it.
Exactly.
And I'll tell you this. I bet you they are enjoying every minute of it.
I'll bet.
I love them.
And
I think they're great kids.
Now, just finally, Storm. Any dirt on Mr. Cowell? People are itching to know what's the man like off camera.
I'm going to break all the traditions here and tell you that Simon Cowell is a really sweet guy.
Oh!
Not what everyone thinks he is. He's a really generous man.
I wonder if he's single. Sophie, you're single, aren't you? Do you know what he actually? Because Leona Lewis did a set to promote her album before the last one at the Hackney Empire, and I was working there, and Simon actually came. So a lot of my colleagues did see Simon. Said he's quite a short man. He said, but he was very, very pleasant and really lovely, and he does a lot for charity, and he's very, very nice to his fans.
Yeah,
and
there's
everything
a
else.
lot about him. I think that he doesn't want people to know. He's very private. I think, especially in his charity and and I quite like that about him because I think sometimes charities people can be a bit too showy with it. I think he's a very generous man, and I'm really very grateful and lucky to have been part of that great show.
And we're very grateful and lucky that you came on today to share some stories with us, particularly that it's so early in the morning, Storm. You
said you were going to call me at like 10 in the morning here.
Oh. Yeah, I messed up there. Sorry about that, but I'm sure the kids on the ward are so appreciative that you've crowbarred your eyes open on a lovely LA morning to talk to us.
Can I say something to them really quick?
Of course you can.
Because, you know, I know that being in hospital and being away from your family and your friends is really hard. I do know that, and I just want to say to all of them that from LA, I send them a big warm hug, and I hope they all get better soon and are happy and, you know, and enjoying them. And you guys do an amazing job there. Inspiring them and keeping them happy.
Thank you so much, Storm.
Yeah, it's been amazing.
That will have really brightened our listeners' day. Thank you so much.
I'm going to go back to my bed.
Enjoy.
Thanks
Well-deserved sleep.
Storm.
Thank you so much.
Bye.
Whitechapel AM.